in the throes of summer, heading towards the beginning of autumn, but you mustn't let up. And if you're planting any rose garden, a wonderful addition to any rose garden is always spring flowering bulbs. If you don't pay attention to this coming season in September and October, your garden in March, April and the very beginning of May can be a very, very dull place. So planting those little tiny very uninspiring little brown lumps in the ground at this time of year can really plant the seed of hope and joy next spring. So do pay attention to the bulb lists that are about, and if you have a rose garden you want to add spring interest, consider planting snowdrops, dwarf crocus. I prefer the Dutch crocus myself. I like the range of purples, yellows and whites available with the Dutch crocus. I also plant an awful lot of miniature daffodils, and I plant miniature daffodils over large normal trumpet daffodils because they tend to be up much earlier and the foliage dies down much sooner. So the foliage tends to be dead, gone, and you can able to pull the foliage away and get rid of that dead foliage much before sort of the end of May, beginning of June, when your main rose season is actually kicking off. Dwarf daffodils that I love Talia, which is the lovely white one. A firm favourite, which is Tate. Things like Jetflyer and Minnow are firm favourites here at North Lodge as well. Planted in groups of 10, 20 or even up to 30 in a clump, they produce a really wonderful show through the garden in March, April and into the beginning of May. So please don't overlook the bulb situation now. They are readily available in your garden centre, they're readily available online. Let's say paying close attention to this particular season can mean you can have lots and lots of interest in the garden at a time where there's not a great deal about. Also look out for Alliums. They're a wonderful companion plant for roses and they need to be going in the ground soon. If you're choosing tulips as your companion plant, please be aware, traditionally you wait for the first frosts before you plant a tulip bulb. If you plant them before, they do have a tendency to rot, and if you're planning to leave your tulips in the ground, make sure you plant them with a good handful of grit in the bottom of the hole to stop the slugs and the snails munching on them during the winter. So don't forget your bulbs. The bulb lists are out now. Pay attention in your garden centre and have a look at what's available, but dwarf daffodils, crocus and snowdrops are really, really good companion plants for adding to your rose garden.